have some.
Oh, thank you.
You'd never...
Oh my God! A dead person! There's a corpse here! Christ!
Ilishka's looking better.
She is, but she's not happy. God sent the poor girl great trials.
Indeed.
Did you know her whole family was wiped out by the plague? She was barely 12.
Losing your family isn't easy.
Ah, sorry, I wasn't thinking. So, did you find out anything about that kin of hers?
I have. I tracked them down. They say they'd take her in, but I'm not sure she'd do well there.
Leave that to her. I just hope she'll be better off than now.
Jesus Christ be praised. How may I serve you?
You're not crying now?
I'm not. I've wept enough for a lifetime.
It's a bit of a change since my last visit.
I haven't had much luck in my life, but I've always worked things out in the end. Tears are no help to anything.
That's true.
So, did you find out something about them?
I did. I found your husband's father and mother, and they're willing to take you in.
But...
They're not very nice people, Ilishka. They probably work you to the bone. But you would get fed.
Life is never easy. But at least I'd have a family.
You're right. I'll have another talk with Herman.
Good luck, then.
I've heard the way you talk about her, and, would you like Ilishka to stay?
You know, Hal, she was always the sweetest girl. When she came with her family to Ratai, still single, she was a sight to behold. And it might surprise you, but she even had a word or two for me now and again. It grieved me when she married that wastrel. It was a foolish idea, but I always thought maybe she and I could... Well, fate likes a good laugh. Now I've strung up her old man. I have her under my roof. After all the years I was thinking of her. I don't want her to leave, but I don't want her to be unhappy here either.
Have you made your mind up?
I can't decide. I don't know Mishik's kin at all, but at least I'd have a family.
Herman could give you a family too.
He's a decent, upright fellow. I've met none better, and that's the honest truth. But he's an executioner.
And what's the problem? That the other women won't chat with you down at the creek? Did that sort of gossip ever interest you anyway? He's a fine man, isn't he? He's willing to take care of you, and he has the means to do it, and he wants you. He's so sick with love for you, he can't even sleep.
But did he really say that?
He told me he's been in love with you for years. He said he always thought you were the sweetest girl in Rattay.
It's true. We used to meet now and again and exchange a few words. Well, he always treated me nicely. By all that's holy, you're right. I'll stay here. Take care. Herman,
Yes?
can I stay here with you?
You mean for good?
If you don't want me to.
You can! By God, you can! You've made me the happiest man in the world.
Thank you, Henry. I've a feeling with Herman I can finally find some happiness.
You will. The two of you are made for each other.
Thank you, Hal.
Think nothing of it.
It did, thank you. And I want you to have this. God almighty, I've got Elishka. After all these years, me, the executioner, has the woman he loves.
Damn! Stay away from people if you can't ride a horse, you moron.
My pleasure.
Yeah. 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 Ah, I heard you know how to speak Hungarian. But are you fluent?
Ah, I'll speak it well enough. But why are you interested, brother?
I might have a job for you.
A job? And I was hoping you were coming with an invitation to a drink or a message from my mistress.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I can offer you a few groschen for your trouble.
Ha! Nihil boni sine labore.
What?
Here in Bohemia they say there's no bread not paid for with sweat. And yet they promise me easy work here. And nevertheless, so far I've been breaking my back. So first tell me what this is all about.
I need someone to question a cumin. I can see you're not tongue-tied and you know Hungarian, so shouldn't be a problem for you.
Lord almighty, a cumin? But what does it matter? My employers here want to send me back on the road come the end of the week. How much are you paying?
How much would you like?
Well, the question is, how much are you off?
Satisfied?
Come now, just a little. Fine. It sounds like a fair deal. And where do you have this cumin of yours?
Have you heard of the mill in Bujin?
Of course. I've won at dice against the band that were...
Good. Then we'll meet each other there.
Excellent. I'll just take...
We've met before, haven't we?
Come to think, yes, we have.
So, you know how it goes. The bet is 5 groschen. I'll give you...
That sounds good. Let's...
Pay close attention. There was once a merchant who had a magic pouch. When the merchant put 1 coin in it and waited overnight, he found 2 coins in it the next day. So, he waited until the following morning, and lo and behold, there were now 4 coins. And the morning after that, there were 8, and so on and so forth. After 60 days, the pouch was completely full. My question's this. In how many days would the pouch have filled up if the merchant had put in 2 coins instead of 1 on the first day?
The same. 60.
No. The correct answer's 59. It may seem that the pouch will fill in only half the time, but in fact, you will say, oh, don't. We've met before.
Come to think.
So,
That sounds...
Peg,
59.
That's right. It may seem that the pouch will fill in only half the time, but well, what can I do? Here's your 10 groschen. Spend them as best you can. Maybe
We may well do so.
God bless. Can I help you?
How are you coping?
As well as we can, Henry. You can be glad Sir Radzig took you into his service. I hear you even go hunting with Lord Capon.
Ah, I've been once. And I don't think it'll be happening again anytime soon.
Ah, it's a shame. Because I was going to ask a favor of you. I'm sure you know there's a lot of hungry mouths here, so I thought you might be able to help.
I don't know. I'm not such a great hunter that I could feed all the refugees.
No, that's not what I meant. It's the townspeople here who have a taste for game. They want to live like the nobility, see? A few of the burghers have been to see me already, to ask if we'd try our luck in the woods. They promised us supplies in exchange. Flour, lard, eggs, and the like. But we can't afford to take the risk of poaching. We're barely tolerated as it is. If one of ours got caught in the woods, they'd hang him from the nearest tree. But I was thinking, you're in Sir Radzig's garrison, and you go hunting with Sir Hans. You could help us.
Well, I got away with brawling with Lord Capon, so I don't suppose they'll string me up for a few hares.
Great, Henry. I really appreciate it. The local tailor was asking me about getting some hares to put on a feast for a visiting merchant.
All right, I'll bring you something.
Thank you. You'll be saving us from starvation.
Bye.
I'd like to ask about our former neighbours. There are jobs here for some of them, and I have to pick people.
The bailiff told me about it. He still wants our people to do the knacker's job?
But what of it? It will benefit everyone.
Not everyone. There's not enough work for everyone, and no one wants to do the knacker's job.
But having a job could save someone's life.
Water carrying, maybe. But if they have to do a job that's not fit for a decent person, only for the knacker or the executioner's servant?
So you think there's no point in it? That it's better to beg than have a job, even if it is hauling shit?
You forget that that's a job for the knacker's hired hand, not for displaced people. When we return to Skalitz, they'll never be able to rid themselves of the stink.
So, do you know who's most in need of some coin and is fit for hard work?
Everyone's in need of coin, but not everyone is fit for such work.
Who should I talk to then? Where will I find them?
I'll talk to them myself and send them to meet you in front of the Rathaus, so they'll all be in one place. It'll take me a while, though.
I'm also looking for a cook. Do you know of a good cook who's looking for work?
Well, there's Agnes. I've heard she can cook better than anyone. Only...
Well, what's the problem? Did something happen to her?
No, it's just that I haven't seen her around here for ages. I believe she's cooking for the local parish priest and living at the presbytery. so I don't think she's in need of work.
Thanks. I'll go. How does life in Rat Eye suit you?
It'd be fine if we didn't have to sleep in hovels and beg for alms. And the bailiff is always on our backs, the bastard. But what can we do? We've got nowhere else to go.
Did you find out what actually happened?
What do I know? The lords are at each other's throats, but it's us that has to suffer for it. God be with you.
Baked goods fresh from the oven. Come and get them.
Through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen.
Good health to you.
Are you Agnes, who works at St. James?
I am. Or I did, before those devils rolled in and burnt down Skalitz. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for a good cook and housekeeper, and everyone I asked sent me to you.
I've been blessed by God.
So it seems. Anyway, the local merchant wants someone who can cook food fit for nobility and take care of his household.
Well, Father Francis was very fond of good food, but I can't just go serve someone else.
Why not?
Because I'm still Father Francis.
But...
What?
What? You...
Good luck then. Disdain not our supplications in a good health.
Are you...
I am, or
I'm looking... So it's...
Well...
Merchant Hagen isn't just anybody.
I've heard of him, that he's a good Catholic.
Really? Well, yeah, sure he is.
Truly. People still talk about the lovely service he arranged for his wife's funeral.
So you wouldn't mind being his housekeeper?
Well, I don't know. What will Father Francis do?
Father Francis no longer needs a housekeeper.
What? Don't tell me he's found a new one.
No, he died.
Mary, Mother of God! What happened to him? Did they murder him? But he was gone before those godless animals came along. They couldn't have caught up with him.
Well, they did catch up to him in the end. I heard they cut him down before he reached Sasau, and he died after a few days.
Oh, Lord. That's horrible. Such a good man he was. What will I do without him?
Well, there's still Hagen. You can have a good life in his service.
You're probably right. What else would I do at my age? Very well. I'll go into his service. But right now I have to go and pray for one departed soul.
Goodbye.
And may the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen.
What's life like in Rattay?
We got sturdy walls and 2 castles to... Goodbye.
Disdain not our supplications in our distress.
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
The bailiff sent me. He said you're looking for a cook.
That's right. I'm searching for a good cook, but I've said all that to our esteemed bailiff.
Well, I offered the bailiff my help because I know the Skalitz folk.
Ah, I see. Well, ask away then.
Do you have any particular requirements for the new cook?
Well, it would be an advantage if she knew how to cook.
Well, yes, but the bailiff said you had other conditions.
Well, I want a woman who's capable of looking after the house when I'm away on business.
Young? Nimble?
What for? I want her to impress people with her food, not her face.
I understand. Sorry. I also heard there are vacant carrier jobs.
Yes, yes. I'm surprised it hasn't occurred to anyone sooner. It will certainly benefit the city if the burghers don't have to send their own servants.
It will benefit my people as well.
Of course, of course. It goes without saying.
I also heard that you need workers to carry, to empty latrines.
It's not dignified to talk of such manners. That's not a concern for decent people.
But I need to know...
Enough. I won't have such talk in my home. God be with you.
God save you.
Good luck then. I'm at your service. See you later.
Do you know if there's anyone...
Aye, there could be something for you. Sir Anish is convening the Ratoi tourney again at the Upper Castle. You can still enroll now. Take care. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
What do you want?
I want to work. And I heard you're the one in charge of giving out jobs, not the bailiff.
It's true. Do you know how to cook? If you know how to make food for nobles, then I might have something for you.
Where would I learn to cook food for nobles? I want to carry water.
But Alex has already picked people who want to carry water.
He didn't ask me, though. So I came here myself.
Be that as it may, I already have the people I need to carry water. And anyway, it's no job for a woman.
I'm strong enough to knock you on your arse, you pot. God be with you.
What did you do in Skalitz?
I was at the silverworks, roasting the ore and washing it. My husband was at the smelter.
Oh, Christ. Things got very ugly there. I suppose that's where your husband was wounded? It's a miracle you managed to drag him all the way to Rattay.
What else could I do? Leave him there?
He's dying.
He's badly wounded. So poorly he's been in his bed for weeks. Unconscious most of the time.
Sorry to hear it.
I already owe the apothecary a small fortune. And he won't lift a...
Well, if you know how to cook fine food, I could get you a job at the merchant's house. You'd have a nice roof over your head there, too.
All I've ever cooked is gruel and soup. Nothing fit for nobles. A roof would be grand, though.
No. Not unless I lied about your cooking skills. But he'd find out soon enough, and then we'd both be in trouble. All right. I'll think about it and talk to the bailiff.
And you'll tell him to take me, right? Good luck, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you need?
Are you here on account of the water carrying?
Yes, I am. My name is Vincent.
Nice to meet you. I'll ask a few questions and we'll see. All right?
Fine. Ask away.
What did you do before this?
I work for my father.
Doing what? Who's your father, anyway?
He was Moimir. We had a farm near Scarlet's.
Really? His farmhands came to the tavern a lot, but I never saw you there.
I don't go to taverns.
So you're probably here about carrying water, right?
Aye. I want to carry water.
That's all? You've nothing more to add?
That's what's needed, ain't it?
How are you holding up?
Well, I'm alive. But I miss my father. And the farm, too. But Ma says there's no use dwelling on it. Life must go on.
What happened with Bailiff? He couldn't get a word out of anybody.
I don't know. I didn't talk to him at all.
And what would you give me if I put in a good word for you?
I've got nothing to give.
Oh, come now. You say you want the job, so prove it to me.
Mother told me I should go and help. If you don't want my help, fair enough.
That's enough for now.
Take care.
God be with you. What can I do for you?
You're one of the people interested in work?
Well, Alex told me that I'm supposed to ask about a job carrying water.
That's right. But first, I'll ask you a few questions. You are...
Peter. But everyone calls me Rock. There's more than enough Peters in the mines. And not just in the mines. So...
At the mines? So you're a miner?
That's right. I worked in the East Shaft. And I hope I'll be working there again. Now that I think of it, have you heard anything from their lordships? When will they open the mines again?
I have no idea what their lordships plan to do about it.
All right. I just thought you might have heard something.
How badly do you want to carry water?
Well, right now there doesn't seem to be much work around for miners. And at least I can earn a few groschen.
It's not easy work, though. It's a long way to carry water.
Do you think it was easier in the mines? Digging through rock on your knees all day for months on end?
There's one more option. Carrying shit.
What? For the knacker?
It's a job.
But what would people say? I need money badly, but I couldn't go back to mining after that.
But it would be twice the pay.
The money would help, true enough. What about afterwards? I don't want to be carrying shit all my life.
Look at it this way. You'll earn double the money in the same time, or the same money in half the time. That's not bad, is it?
Well, you have a point. I could get it over and done with quickly, and... All right, I'll take it. I suppose it won't kill me.
Good. I'm sure you won't regret it. How are you holding up?
You mean this here? Well, I've got feeling back in my arm again.
What happened to it, anyway?
That time in Skalitz. I was knocked down by a horse. But it's better now.
Look, I can see by the way your arm is hanging it's not healed. You can't carry water like that.
Well, come on. I owe money to the Sawbones and I need the work to pay for it.
Well, I could find something that will help you.
Anything?
Carrots that'll make you and your family happy. Onions that'll make you cry, and garlic that'll keep evil spirits at bay.
Here you go. This will help it heal better.
Thank you so much. How much do I owe?
Oh, nothing. We Skalitz folk have to help each other out.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
The bailiff said he couldn't get a word out of you.
Well, he's not the most popular man around here.
Maybe, but if you lot had just talked to him, I wouldn't have to run around dealing with this.
You might be right. But there's no...
That's enough for now.
Goodbye.
God be with
Good
you.
day, Henry.
You hear about the water carrying?
Aye. I can hold water all day long.
So, do you want the job? There's plenty of other folk that will take it if you don't.
I do. I want it. What do I have to do?
So tell me, what was your trade before?
I was a miner, then a farm labourer, then I...
Quite the factotum, aren't you? Was none of those...
I liked them all. But they were always sending me to do...
Pickman?
Actually, my real name's...
Is that German?
No. It's from when I was in the mine.
Besides water, you could carry...
What? That'd be a new one for me. No, it's not a thing I'd go around boasting about.
Well, I could put in a good word for you, but...
Fair enough. Show me where it...
No, you dolt. It's just a saying. I got...
Ah, right.
Treasure, you say? Right, you got my attention.
I see you're a smart man. A man who knows a thing or two about the world. I've got... Wait for it. I've got a piece of the Queen of Sheba's sword.
Never heard of her.
She was a great queen in ancient times.
Magical, eh?
No, it's true. It's in the Bible. And this sword...
I see. But you've only got one...
I couldn't get it all. The fellow I bought it off didn't have the rest. He sold off bits and pieces.
We'll shake on it. I'll get you the job, and you'll give me the piece of...
Agreed. God be with you.
Garlic, carrots, beetroot, onions, all that grows in the ground. Fresh. Come right up.
Come and get it. Man cannot live by bread alone.
God save you.
You're here about the water?
I am. What?
Hold your horses. We haven't decided yet who gets the job. I have to ask you a few things first.
What for? I can handle the job. But ask away.
What trade did you do before?
I worked in the mines, at the winch. You've heard of Tonda, the witch.
Ah, the name sounds familiar.
I was. I came last autumn. The winter was mild enough to work the mines, and I showed everyone I was a hard...
We're not finished yet. Are you here because you want to carry...
Well, I'd rather be back at the winch. Turning it so fast I'd make everyone's head... But now I want to carry water at least.
Well,
Not a chance. I'm not carrying any shit around. And if anyone...
And what if I told you that you get...
Didn't I mention something?
You did?
I wouldn't be Tonda the... More like...
I know every...
So?
Not yet. I'll bear that...
Good luck then. God.
You're here...
What?
What? Oh. Are you... What? I understand. I shouldn't have...
Yeah.
And how are you holding up?
Not very well. I'll tell you that. I help out with something every once in a while and get some money for it. But it's not enough. Especially when...
Sure.
What for? They'll get the mines running again.
And what about soldiering? That's real man's work.
It is. And I'd be good at it.
I know... Not... If you...
Good luck then. Go be...
You're... What... Oh. Are you here... What... And how... It's a shame there isn't any real work for strong...
Ain't that the truth? But as I've said...
I heard you lot...
I don't know much about that. The others didn't talk to him, so I kept my mouth. He didn't even really ask me anything anyway.
What would you give me?
What could I give when I don't have a pot to piss in? All I have is a strong arm.
Well, if I get you the job, will you show me...
I could.
Deal. I know everything I...
So, can I go carry water?
Not yet. I'll tell the...
Well, I hope he chooses me.
I'll bear that in mind.
Goodbye.
God be with you.
You're interested?
I am. It's about time something...
I agree. Now...
What? But I want the work and I deserve it.
What makes you so deserving? How did you make a living before this?
I was the owner of a mine. Well...
The chief, eh? But have you ever hauled a...
There's no hill in a mine.
It's hard work.
So he's taking care of...
It's not quite the same thing, is it? You need brawn to...
I wasn't born a mine owner, you know. I've done my...
There's also the option...
Are you trying to insult me?
True. That's why...
Double, hey? Well, that's not bad, but,
How are you holding up in Rat...
Not too well. I've tried offering my administrative abilities at the rat house.
He's not an easy man to deal with, true enough.
Well, if he gives you a chance to...
And the bailiff complained he couldn't get a word.
I refused to talk to him. Last time I did, he was vulgar, shouted and threatened to whip me.
Well, I can't... What would you give me if I...
So that's how it is it? An honest person can't get a job, only...
Come now. I just want to help, but I'll have my job cut out.
All right. I don't have anything, but I know the armourer in Sasau, and he'll give...
cheap armor might come in handy, all right. Done.
Done. As soon as I get the job, come and...
That's enough for now.
Good luck, then.
Carrots and apples, pink today, to put a smile on your face.
Look out.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
I know everything I need to know to pick the carriers.
Splendid. I'll be glad to get this damn business off my back. So how have you decided?
So, how do we do this? Do I just give you their names, or should I send for them?
Just tell me their names and whether they should carry water or something else. Don't worry, I'll send for them.
Vincent, Moimir's son.
Vincent? Never heard of him. What do you think he should do?
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
Peter, better known as Rock.
Peter? Rock? Didn't he get into a fight and injure his arm? Well, what should he do?
Carrying shit.
Good. One person for this job. Next?
Vasil goes by the moniker of Pickman.
Pickman. I hope he doesn't have a history of pickpocketing.
No. They call him Pickman because he worked in the silver mines, and he was very keen with the pick. So much so, he managed to chop off 2 of his fingers.
Well, he can't do too much damage with a bucket, I suppose. Where do you want to put him?
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
Cornelius.
Ah, Cornelius. I had him here once looking for a job. Where do you want to put him? I'd like to see him with buckets of shit.
Carrying shit.
Good. One person for this job. Next?
Tonda. They call him the Winch.
The Winch. Ought to be good with a bucket anyway. What's he going to do?
Or maybe...
Jesus, I can see this ain't...
Antonia.
What? A woman?
Yeah, is that a problem? You never said it had to be only men.
I didn't, but I kind of assumed it would be clear. It's a long walk.
She can handle the job. Have no...
Let's hope so. You'll have to answer to me if she can't.
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water.
That's it.
Good. All decided. Now about the cook's job.
I chose a cook as well. Should I tell you or go to Hagen?
Tell me who you chose and I'll take...
I chose old Agnes for the cook's job. I had a job convincing her, but it was worth it. She's the best cook around.
Glad to hear it. I'll have to drop in on Hagen for lunch sometime. Goodbye.
Oh, be merciful. What am I to do? A poor wretch whose home was burned to ashes by Sigismund's horn.